Hello?
Oh my
There's her voice.
gosh, there she is.
Hi, how are you?
I am great. How are you?
We're amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited.
Yay.
Hey, first question. Welcome to the interview. First question. Listen, how do you
Whoa.
say your last name?
Whoa.
Honestly, I'm not even very good at saying my own last name. My Finnish accent isn't on par, but Heikkila is the anglicized.
Oh,
Heikkila.
So Helen Heikkila.
Heikkila, like
Heikkila. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I've
well
totally done that before for saying my own name. So
Yeah.
yes.
There she is.
There she is. It's Teehee Helen.
Yay.
There she is.
Awesome. Everybody, she's here.
So let's get that weirdness out of the way. Say hello, say hi, fanfare.
Fanfare. Oh my gosh. Everybody is very, very excited to meet you. There's so many questions that have come in from the community. We're pretty pumped, I have to say. Thank you so
Awesome.
much. Yay.
My pleasure.
How are you enjoying this incredible weather?
Oh, it's the best. I've recently gotten into gardening, so I'm out there every day after work. I'm gardening up a storm. I've just planted sage that's doing well. It's good times.
Oh my god.
You know you've made it when you're planting sage.
That's exactly what that means.
That's it.
My
It's
grandma
gonna get
used to
very
tell me that.
zen.
Very
Oh, yeah?
zen.
No.
No.
I was like, wow, I vibe with your grandma.
Yeah, like
Yeah, yo.
sweet grandma.
Hook
Like,
me up
she's
with that,
rocking.
those digits. All right.
Yeah.
So, welcome in. It's wonderful to have you here.
Yeah.
We appreciate you taking the time. We have gathered some questions from our chat prior to, and we will be taking questions moving forward as well.
Yeah.
Guys, if you highlight the questions, Lala will take them. But I think first things first, I gave you an assignment yesterday,
Oh, you
Yeah.
gave her an assignment?
and
Gave her homework?
can you disclose what I was talking about?
Yes, you're talking about my polar bear Chewy?
Right.
Yeah, because I know, well, as you both know, Canadians get mooses, meese,
Niece.
and
Niece. Yeah.
you have to put in a special request to get a polar bear, but we have bred a special kind of polar bear that's more, docile and can live with humans. That's what I got when I was young. My family's really into the polar bear movement in having
That
those
makes
pets.
sense.
The movement.
I
Yeah.
heard about the polar bear movement, but like it's really clandestine. Like not a lot of people have access to it. So damn.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I
girl.
do believe the controversial outlook on the polar bear movement, as
Yeah.
you guys are calling it,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
that only wealthy people have polar
Is that
bears.
true?
Yeah,
Oh.
so
That's part
it's
of it.
actually like the 1% in
It's
Canada.
the elite that get
The
the polar
elite.
bears. Wow.
I know,
Yeah.
because part of
Damn.
it, you have to set up such a different foundation for them to be comfortable
Yeah.
living with you, right?
Right.
They need cold, and having cold all year, it's,
have to
half the year
provide
you're
that.
good, the other half you have to set something up.
That's fair. That's fair. That's more expensive than taking care of a moose.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
So
But Chewy is lovely.
Oh, Chewy, what a good name for your polar bear.
Thank
that's
you.
nice.
I was young when I named him, but he's my buddy. He's been great. Gives me
Chewy
rides
pie.
places.
Does he?
Yeah.
See, my moose is so stubborn. He won't ever let
yeah?
me ride him. No, he's just like, he sits there and doesn't do anything ever.
I'm pretty sure
Come
my moose
on.
is a drug addict.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's sad.
It
That's
is.
sad.
Let's be sure.
Well, I'm not sure. Nobody can be sure. Like,
Right.
I have suspicions. That's all. There's just signs of,
Yeah.
degradation in the face, the teeth.
This is on you, though. You don't take care of him well
Oh.
enough.
He's an adult.
He's an adult. Yeah, and they're huge when they're adults. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What am I
Tough.
supposed to do?
Yeah.
Stop him?
You can't. Like, you can't control
Don't do
a
that.
grown moose.
Kick to the face. I'm dead.
No.
No.
It's
no,
not like
seriously.
We're estranged. Me and my moose.
that. You and your moose are estranged.
Yeah.
It happens to some people. I understand.
So everybody, I know that you were wondering, very intently wondering what kind of moose Helen has. You've heard it here. There is no moose. There's a polar bear.
There's a mother effing polar
She
bear.
upgraded, guys.
did.
And that's why she's the best. So now we know.
thanks.
Yeah.
Only in Canada do we get moose and polar bears for pets. That's
Only in Canada.
only in Canada.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now that we got that grueling question out of the way, I think probably the most appropriate place to start
It's Warframe.
is Warframe.
It's Warframe. There is a lot of
do
Warframe
it.
questions, but we're gonna hit the
Awesome.
fun ones because there's a ton of questions, but there's some that really stand out. And this is the one
Okay.
I think we should start at the beginning of your journey. Somebody asked, before you had ever experienced Warframe before, the first time you sat down to play the game, what was your, like, what were your thoughts? What was your experience the first time you tried it?
So okay, there's a bit of a unique introduction to Warframe here because I heard about it during my second year of university in a lecture I had. We were in this course in my program was called Media Information Technoculture, which is like a really pretentious sounding title for media studies. And the course looked at different media careers, different industries. And Mike Schmaltz came and did a guest lecture about the video game industry, which I was already fascinated by. And he said at the end of his lecture, oh yeah, this is the game we're developing right now. It's called Warframe. And he played us a cinematic, which was the original intro cinematic with Lotus, the Orbiter swooping in, Vor, the whole deal. And I was impressed by it. And he said, hey, we're going to do this as a free-to-play game, which I thought was really unique because at that point, only mobile gaming really did that. I hadn't seen one of that quality being free-to-play. So I was interested. It wasn't out yet, though. I ended up playing it later when it was released on Xbox. And I think the part where I really got hooked, and I think this is true for many of us, is the second dream. That is just... I cried. You just feel one with every Tenno in the game then. It changes everything.
It's true. It brings that sense of community together. That's part of the story.
Yeah.
Yes.
So after you had this interview with or this guest speaker with Mike, you then went home, downloaded the game, and it played it to the second dream, and you were like, this is it. I love it. I love this.
Yes.
So you hadn't even been employed yet.
No, I wasn't employed yet when I first played it. No. And I started on Xbox, which my Xbox account it's been sitting away for so long now. It's funny. Sometimes I revisit it and I feel sentimental because it's, it's still, I'm only like Mastery Rank 5 on it because I ended up moving to PC, Nintendo Switch. I'm on a bunch of platforms, which is awesome. But I have this particular sentimental attachment to that Xbox account. It's not even a DE Helen account. It's Alira Verlin, my other alias.
Nice. So long ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when they came in and told you about Warframe, I'm assuming that they did that because of the proximity. Like you're in London, they were in London, and they were kind of. I imagine that would be it. So it was introduced as like we're this development company from London and we're making this game. So you kind of then had the prospect on your mind. Or it was on your radar, like, hey, I want to go.
Kind of, yeah. It's at the end of his lecture, of course, you can ask questions. Shot my hand up and said, how do I get in the video game industry? And he said, well, it's funny you should ask. We have an internship program through your school, Western, and Digital Extremes. And so I kept that in mind and ended up getting my position on the community team through that internship program years later.
Yeah.
Oh, we do a lot of internship stuff at Digital Extremes. A lot of people get onto the team.
Yeah, that was Reb and Meg's story.
Yeah.
fairly similarly. Like they were plucked out of their.
I went to the
programs.
wrong university.
You did. Yeah. That was a mistake. Yeah. That's so cool. That's so incredible. And so you've been on the team at DE for how many years now?
I think 4 or maybe 5.
Is that including your internship?
Yes.
Right on.
That's awesome.
Well, you've certainly made a name for yourself there. You are quite a from the outside looking in. You're quite the figurehead, which is neat how they've done that with you guys. Like the community team is very much the front facing as they should be. So it's really neat because it's there's Helen.
Yeah, it's Helen.
DE Helen, hello.
Yeah. So Dotalk. So I guess some people aren't entirely familiar with what you do at DE. So could you give us a brief rundown of what you do exactly?
Yeah. So it changes day to day, right? It kind of depends on what the community is up to. That's the compass heading of our entire team. My priorities are a Nintendo Switch. So my anything that concerns the Nintendo Switch community, I'm focused on. And the other thing I work a lot on is dojos. I am working with a bunch of awesome players on a dojo quality of life push right now. I run the featured dojo contests. And I enjoy decorating my own dojo, I must say. So those are my two priorities. But I also step in and help other places as it comes up. You know, like if there's a bug we need to write a PSA about quickly, let people know that we're aware of it, then I might hop on there or help with update notes. Yeah, it's a team affair, the community team.
Really is. It is. It's so interesting. I think somebody else we were talking to on your team was saying that like every day it's different, and that's what does it. It's never monotonous because every day you got a new task that you get to do. That's so much fun.
It's really true.
So when they delegate, is it really that neat? So they're like, hey, listen, we need you to go. This is your job. You got to go into the dojos, check them out. We need you to pick out the sickest dojos. Like, that's your job in your job description?
Oh yeah, that's so funny. To be honest with you, I'm not sure what exactly my job description says. I probably something along the lines of engaging with the community, which is what it boils down to. But for the featured dojo specifically, that came up because we had recently gone through a dojo remaster, like I guess 3 years ago now, and that included things like adding the polychrome feature, right? And after that, a bunch of awesome decorations, brooms started popping up on Reddit and the forums, Twitter. The dev team saw that and they approached Rebecca and said, hey, these are freaking awesome. We need to find a way to promote these in game. Like, we should be showing the world how cool these designs are.
The creativity of people. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So we tried the Dojo Remaster contest to get a sense of, how many people would want to feature their dojos in that way. Got a great number of submissions. And from there, we were like, yeah, we're going to do this like every year, every couple months and keep this going. Because it's awesome. It's very rewarding to showcase people's creativity like that.
Absolutely.
I think what I'm blown away about, and I'm going back to my original question, is just the fact that that's your job.
Yeah, that's
like you are required in your work to check out creative like mind children of these amazing individuals who do incredible art. Yeah. And then be like, hey guys, check out what I found. Yeah. So I guess I'm just bringing it back to that. Like what job. Just to let people know like these types of jobs do exist. Yeah. Because we're all sitting at home and we're like, man, do you know what would be cool if somebody paid me to like play a game for 50 hours? That exists. You can.
You can
like
do
that's
that.
a real
thing. That's a real job. Go find it.
So no, that's really, really neat. Yeah. So you do take care of quite a large chunk of the community.
Yeah, I think dojos probably occupy most of my time day to day, and then Switch is also taking up the other majority. Yeah. So yeah, especially with you have to send out prizes to winners and communicate with them directly, and there's a lot of scheduling. I feel like a stage manager for them. Yeah. And you never know what might happen on an update launch, or you just want to gather feedback, things like that. That's always keeping us occupied too. Yeah. And it's great. As you're saying, it's crazy that I do sometimes sit back and go, my job is this. That's wild.
Job is fucking cool.
Was there ever a point in it when you started or like, because obviously playing the game and learning the fundamentals is a key part of your job so that you are able to answer the questions that are asked of you. Did in the beginning, and I can only imagine just based on what we feel as streamers, when you were sitting there playing the game, did you get that nagging feeling that like you were like kind of screwing around, like maybe you should be doing something a little more productive, and you're like, wait a minute,
no, this is a productive thing.
I have to do this.
Yeah.
Warframe in particular has so many niche things to learn. Like if you want to go all into one feature, you can do that and become an expert in it. Yeah. And there are so many. Like once you're on the team, it's like you want to delve into all of them and do your best in everything. Yeah. So yeah, when I started full time after my internship, it was Plains of Eidolon was the big update. Yeah. And there was so much to do there. And I still had to finish some of the finish the star chart, and I still had the Plains of Eidolon to get to, and I actually was feeling like, oh man, I don't know if I do have enough time to get all that I want to learn from this game, to learn all I want to learn from this.
Yeah.
But of course, over time you figure it out.
Yeah. It takes a few years, but you get there.
Yeah, but it's just because of the sheer niche quality of the game.
Yeah.
You don't quite get that feeling of like, am I wasting time here? It's more like, wait, now I need to study mods.
Yeah.
Now I need to study endo. Okay, now we have these. I just unlocked my operator.
Yeah.
Now I have to
know what
study
this
that.
is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a constant learning process. That's what I always said when I started playing the game. I'm like, there needs to be a textbook. Somebody needs to have the vocabulary listed in the index with definitions so I can figure this out.
Yes. We'll add to the codex, the dictionary section.
Yes, the dictionary. Yes.
What in the fork does that mean?
What?
That's what you would go through and be like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
There's one of these weird words.
Yeah.
It's like, no, don't release the new update yet. Please. I'm just trying to figure just
trying to memorize
please.
this dictionary.
It's like 100 more weird words.
Yeah.
Exactly. Wow, so the Orkin, what are they doing? Come on.
Yeah. What is that?
I mean, let's be real. Awesome.
Yeah. So one of the questions was, what was your very first, if you can remember it, what was your very first day like at DE?
Oh, that's a really good question.
I liked that one. No one has asked that one before.
So Rebecca took me around to meet all the people in our section of the office, which was the community team, marketing team, and QA team members, and just give me a brief rundown of what they do. And our support team as well. I met people from that group in the office, and she just kind of, I got to say hi to all of them. And then I played Warframe a lot. I made ample use. Pardon?
Yeah. Your first day, you got to sit down and just play?
I did.
That's awesome.
Yep. And I drank a lot of coffee because there's a never-ending supply. And then I had the shakes from that for a while.
Yeah.
And it was nice. Like I got to basically meet people and delve into the game.
Yeah.
Love it.
Perfect. What a perfect first day.
Yeah.
Socializing.
I'd be all about that. I'd be like, so is there cots here? Do we sleep here too?
Yeah. Can I live here? Is there food?
There weren't yet, but there was later when they expanded on the office.
Yeah, like this is better than my condo.
I also heard that there was a chef. Some people
Yes.
have mentioned the presence of a chef.
Chef Jason, who does amazing vegan meals, I should say. Like he does such a good job of catering to all the different diets, and I avoid meat, so very grateful to Chef Jason for that. He was great. Yeah, and Marcus and I joke we're gonna name our first child after Chef Jason because he's sustained us for so long.
Aww.
That's amazing.
Well, not Marcus's and our first children.
Yeah, the babies that you have separate independently of one another.
We was avoiding controversy today. What is happening?
Don't tell Marcus.
What she made, guys.
Well, we're interviewing him, in 2 weeks? Well, definitely.
Cool.
So we heard this, Helen was saying, like, can you confirm or deny? And he'll be like, what the hell?
First name
Sorry,
Chef,
Marcus.
second name Jason. That is the name of our child.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. So your kid, Jason.
Yeah. So it must have been really, really sad. You must have missed Jason this past year and a half without him.
Yes.
That sucks.
But he has also been doing instructional cooking videos for us, like while we've been at home. So he could be like, it's okay, guys, I still got you. Here's how you make sushi. He did a sushi tutorial.
Oh my God.
Come
That's
on.
amazing.
That is like ideal workplace support.
Yeah.
Like that
No
is
kidding.
like above and beyond. But this relates to this next question that somebody wanted to know. What is it like working from home as a community and game developer? Is it hard to work from home versus being in the studio?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm just as a person really intimidated by typed communication. I think I depend a lot on facial expressions, tones of voice. I'm not a pro with emojis. I mostly depend on the heart emoji because that's usually how I feel. The big loss for me has been not being able to walk up to someone's desk and be like, hey, here's what's going on. Can you help me with this? Or, whoa, I was confused about this thing I just saw. Can I make sure I understand it?
Yeah.
Typing all of that is much harder, and people aren't always ready to video call. It's just, I'm really looking forward to restoring that face-to-face communication.
Oh
but
my God,
Yeah.
Yeah. Having my dogs around all day has been
Right?
nice.
It's like a nice stress relief having a puppy there.
It is, yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, communication is much harder because you don't want to like. You get on the camera and you feel self-conscious, so you're just like, I don't want to be on camera.
Feel more isolated.
Whereas if you're just in the
Yeah.
workplace, like you don't really give a shit. You just kind of walk up to people.
Yeah.
And,
Exactly.
we certainly don't have that anymore. Not right now.
No.
No.
There's no replacement for it, right? At least not presently.
There isn't. No. It's
No.
definitely something that I think everybody's starting to miss.
Yeah, that's why we gotta hug our fur babies
Yeah.
tight.
To hug them tight.
Exactly.
Okay, so there's a little more. We're gonna delve into some specifics about
Jason.
about
So we need to
Jason.
know about Jason. What was your favorite
Are you
meal?
there?
If you were like, hey Jason, yo, I'm real hungry right now, bro, and he'd be like, I got you. Your favorite?
Yes,
Yeah.
he makes a mean vegan patty. Like any vegan meat product. I don't know what product he's. I think it's Beyond Meat, but he dresses it up in such a wonderful way. And also bok choy.
Oh, I love bok choy.
Yeah, bok
Yeah.
choy.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well done.
dang! I want to meet Chef Jason.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll drive there. We'll be like, hey,
We'll
listen.
knock
They'll be
on the
like, you
door.
can't come in here. And I'll be like, I
For a
can.
meal.
I've come to see Chef
One guy
Jason
did.
Chef Jason, yeah, I'm a private visitor.
and Beyond Meat. Or
One
whatever
that
it is.
makes that bok choy. Jason.
Everyone's gonna try it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said somebody did. Tell me about that.
Oh yeah. It's kind of a Warframe community legend, and it's a true one. It's a very Canadian story, isn't it? We have finger scanners for the office so that only people on the team can get in. But we tend to hold the doors open for each other as well. And some very well-meaning person on our team just held the door open for the person behind them,
Yeah.
who then came in for lunch and just enjoyed their lunch at the office, left, and posted about it online later saying, oh, I just had lunch at DE.
Oh my
And
god.
they just had a nice time. And we were like, oh,
Nobody knew.
that's
They
just, we just let someone in.
That's,
okay.
that's pretty sweet though. Like nobody got hurt. The guy took a few sandwiches.
Yeah.
It turned out well. It was a nice, happy story reminder that we should probably
Like,
be
Yeah.
more
be more
careful.
careful.
That is
yeah.
so Canadian
But
though.
also, yeah, such a
I bet you
Canadian story.
it wasn't even that smooth either. It was like they held the door and the guy who came in had to like run and be like, oh sorry shit, oh I'm coming.
Yeah.
And it was one of those interactions and
It's like,
and
you're
it
so
still
Ca-
happened.
We're so Canadian. You can't shut the door on
Well,
somebody's
and
face.
you wouldn't be like, oh
Never.
you can't be in here.
You can't
Because
do
like
that.
what if they can be in here?
Yeah. What if there's?
Who am I to
Yeah,
say?
you
I'm just
can't be
Canadian.
rude.
We don't know for
Don't
sure.
want to hurt their feelings.
Yeah, like sorry.
Sorry.
DE dude from outside.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
DE
the
dude from
DE
outside.
dude
That's
from
the
outside.
that's the next interview.
Yeah, we're gonna find that dude from
We
outside.
also got to get the digits for DE. Oh shit.
Jason. DE Jason. Yeah, we need his.
DE Jason.
Yeah.
I want to interview
He
him
needs
next.
to be here.
Sorry, Marcus, we're not doing your interview.
We got
DE Jason, and you'll be like, shoot, I get it.
I
though.
understand. He's a hero.
He actually is. Okay, he is.
Yeah.
I believe
It's
that.
like, oh, I would postpone my interview 7 times for that guy.
For that guy.
I don't even care.
Oh man.
That's fantastic. I it's good because nobody got hurt and nothing bad happened,
Yeah.
so it just makes it
Totally.
an epic story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's how we feel about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sweet. How did Steve feel about that? I'm just kidding. That's so very specifically. What
He
did
laughed
Steve?
about it.
Did he?
You're like,
That
but
was
seriously,
hilarious.
don't let them in here.
Yeah,
don't
but
do that
next
again.
time it's secret. guys.
Exactly. He's
Yeah.
like, I've got to keep this professional and remind you not to let just anyone in, but that was funny.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
sweet.
that's pretty
God,
sweet.
it's all just
yeah.
so Canadian.
And then nobody noticed. That's just the best part.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into some nitty gritty of Warframe. I'm gonna pick some fun ones. People want, of course, we need to know your favorite frame.
Oh, Frost for the sentimental value.
What's the sentiment behind it?
Cleared the star chart with Frost, you know, like
Yeah.
back in my Xbox days when I first built Frost, it was a big deal. I spent platinum on buying plastids to complete Frost because I didn't realize what I was doing at the time. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So my platinum is in Frost. So
That's like right up with right up there with buying Excalibur.
Or Wukong.
Or shut up.
Sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up.
yeah.
You were talking about me.
Uh-oh.
Everybody has a
Hold on,
beginner
Helen. We're
Warframe
just
boo-boo.
we're gonna talk this out. Just give us a sec here.
Yeah, we gotta
Helen.
fight about
Understand.
it. The Wukong thing was a secret.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So you have the sentimental value with Frost.
With Frost, yeah.
Do you continue to regularly use Frost because of said event?
Yeah, if I'm doing Steel Path, because it's another star chart clearing time, I like to bring Frost, or for the cinematic quests, I bring Frost.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, Grendel I find hilarious. Like,
Yes.
I just bring him because I think he's one of the funniest, most bizarre Warframes we've made.
Yeah.
And Korra, I like she's very useful.
Yeah.
So I like bringing Korra.
So I think I speak for
That was my
everybody
Star Chart frame.
when I say Kool-Aid Man skin when?
Kool-Aid all for Grendel. What a good idea.
We're going to have to start that
Michelin tire.
partnership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
I need you to there, and you'll be able to, because Kool-Aid they found out is like poison to children.
Right.
So the stocks in Kool-Aid is going down like.
They'll do it.
So they'll be like, yeah, we'll jump on that bandwagon.
Perfect.
And I
The poison-
guarantee you,
the poison
I would buy it,
beverage.
and I would buy it for everybody I know.
The
If
Kool-Aid
the
Man.
Kool-Aid Man had a Grendel
The
skin.
memes. For the memes.
For the memes.
For the memes only. Yeah.
I'd say Kirby as well, but we all know Nintendo.
Yeah,
ain't about
they
that.
won't ever be fun like that. So we know your favorite
Unlikely.
Warframe, but which Warframe would you like to become, and why? If
This
you
is
could.
tricky.
I
There's
know.
like a question here of origin story as well. Like, I don't want to experience what Valkyrie experienced, for
No,
example.
right? You're like, I like Valkyrie, but I don't want to go through that shit.
Yeah. Titania, because I want to fly around as a small pixie.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, solid answer. Could accomplish so
I
much as a
probably would
pixie.
pick. Like, I don't play her often, but I would pick her.
Yeah.
For that reason.
For that reason.
Yeah.
I mean, and she's
Like,
got
oh, a locked
sweet
door?
hands.
Vroom, keyhole.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
problem.
No problem. Nothing's inaccessible.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that would tie into other questions that we had regarding cosplay. Do you cosplay?
I do. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I've done one at every Tennocon.
Yeah.
Because my first Tennocon I was Worm Queen, and then I did Event Kid, and last year, because it was at home, it was trickier. I just kind of did an Orkin inspired look for my
I remember
outfit.
that.
Yeah, that was lovely.
And I'll probably I try and base it on things we talked about the year before at Tennocon. So I don't know how I'm going to incorporate Deimos, but I'll try and do something Deimos inspired for this coming year too.
Oh goody. Oh, I can't wait.
Well, I mean, you would pull off, like, if you rocked a sister, or
Oh, yeah.
daughter, rather.
Daughter, yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
I
I got
rock
glasses
that.
now.
I think you could pull that off
Beautifully.
something fierce.
Yeah,
Hey.
totally.
All right.
I like that you went for like you went outside. Like, a lot of people are like, my favorite frame or what,
Yeah.
and you went outside of that and you did like more obscure things.
I like that. a
Yeah.
lot.
Cute. I try and do that, so thank you for noticing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I imagine you'd be
Fenton
able
is
to put a
brilliant.
little bit more of your own flair on it when it's something a little less defined.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, it's true. You can kind of, I mean, you have to get creative with Warframe cosplays. They're wonderful and complicated, but things like just trying to figure out how I was going to do those giant cones that are on Worm Queen's head.
Yes,
Yeah.
those are complicated.
Crazy. I ended up attaching some foam and tubing to a headband, but I had to have very good posture all day to keep it on.
Yeah, yes.
So it was
like
good for you
balancing
then.
books. Yeah.
Yes, I've never slouched since. So.
Have you ever done cosplay outside of Warframe?
Every Halloween, I get very serious about
Yeah.
my costumes. It's something I
Excellent.
inherited from my mom, who's a drama teacher, and my whole family takes Halloween pretty seriously.
Love
I
it.
did a Lacus Klein cosplay I was proud of.
Ooh.
Not Nana Komatsu. Hachiko Nana from the anime Nana. Lots of anime. I
Yeah.
did Dark Link once, and my friend was Link. That was a cool one.
That's cool. That's fun.
Yeah.
That's super fun. What? Sorry, go ahead. Babe.
Well, I mean, dare I say you're a weeb?
A weeb?
Are you an anime
Is that-
lover?
Can we use that word? Is that a
Yes.
good word? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
weebs can call other weebs weebs.
Okay, sweet. I didn't
Okay,
know.
that's-
We're all weebs
We're all
here.
I
weebs
didn't know.
here.
Okay, sweet. Yeah. I just got into Fruits Basket, and I have to say I'm pretty hardcore now. I
This
love
is
it.
that. That's
Classic.
what. Yeah,
That's
3
what
episodes
did it.
in, and I've made it my bitch.
I loved it. I'm in love
Yes.
with it.
It is. It's very entertaining.
So pretty.
The animation I just can't get over. But
Oh yeah.
as we are finding out, you're an anime lover,
Mm-hmm.
as it seems to be like everybody that works at DE. I'm
Yeah.
beginning to feel like it's a prerequisite. Top 3 favorite animes of all time.
Yeah.
Gotta say Fullmetal Alchemist. I
Nice.
think if ever I'm introducing someone to anime, it's Fullmetal Alchemist.
The original, not the.
Yeah, I think Brotherhood is great if you're a weeb, but for introducing someone to anime, I find the original more. It just has tropes people are more accustomed to, I suppose, at least in the West. And so Fullmetal Alchemist, Nana, love Nana. There's so much about it, and Black Cat.
Ooh.
Those would be my 3.
How would, like, if I was looking for a fun, kind of serious but romantic and silly anime drama like Fruits Basket, what would you recommend to me?
It's like, you come to my house, we gonna watch that. Don't you worry about that. I'll show you what.
This is kind of a niche one, but again, maybe I'm just feeling sentimental. I've got to say Chobits. If you're really wanting like
I haven't heard that one before.
silly romantic anime.
Chobits?
Chobits is, there are moments where you have to be a weeb though.
Okay.
You're going to have a tough time getting through it if you're not a true weeb.
Okay.
But I'm also a sucker for anything pondering the future of AI development, and that's what Chobits does.
Oh,
so.
does it? Okay, I like
Yeah.
that. I like AI stuff. I love Detroit
Yeah.
Become Human. If that.
It's definitely not that vibe.
It's not that
but
vibe. Okay.
think more beach episode and
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I can get on board. I'm gonna check that out. Thank you. Sweet. Got
No
a
problem.
recommendation.
Yeah, the recommendations.
We want to get back to cosplay. There's actually a lot about cosplay
Okay.
up in here. We have a lot of cosplayers in our community, and one of the questions was, what is your process for creating your looks of Tennocon cosplay? Where do you start? How does it progress?
So I try to choose a character I know I can do. A lot of what I do involves like foam and altering clothes. I'm not very good at sewing. If I need to sew, I'll call out my friend Lexi to help me. My mom can help a bit, but there are people I know, and I try and avoid depending on their sewing skills because, that's asking a lot of their time. So most of mine, I guess what I'm saying is choose a character that plays to your skills. And then I just have to break down each piece one by one and think about what it's going to take to make it because each is so different. I kind of go, when I choose to do something, I focus on it until it's done and I don't think about much else.
Yeah.
So it becomes a lot of late nights of me cutting foam and sitting outside at like 11:30 p.m. like a crazy person in front of the neighbors spray painting things on my lawn.
It's fine.
Yeah, making that K drive was
God.
I don't know what my neighbors think now.
Do you still have the K drive?
It's actually at the office.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Good
in
spot
front of
for
my
it.
desk. Yeah.
That's perfect.
My fiance's younger brother made it for me. He's a woodworker. He did a really nice job.
Wow. Oh, what a gift.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is really sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's actually a couple questions about Warframe as an anime. The first question was, if Warframe was an anime, would you watch it? I think that's an easy answer, obviously.
And she's just like, no, fuck.
Yeah, that's the one anime I wouldn't watch, guys.
I only play the video game, and that's the only official thing about it, and I'm not watching anything about it. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the next question was, if a Warframe anime was ever made about the old war, which character would you want to voice?
Oh, wow. The old war.
And while you're thinking about it, has there been any conversation around the office about adaptations?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, about like doing an actual Warframe anime?
Anime, live action, like anything.
Any show.
We've pondered it. Nothing's really come of it, but I mean, you can't help but
Think about
talking
it.
amongst yourselves like, I don't know, could we? I mean, after everyone saw Castlevania on Netflix, we started fantasizing about it right away, but no, we haven't actually. There are no plans for that, but if you're wondering whether the team has indulged in imagining what that would look like, yes, we really have.
Okay.
Um,
So it's in the hemisphere. It's not likely anytime soon.
exactly. It's not likely, but oh man, it's fun to think about.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Every time it comes up, I'm like, could you just imagine the Warframes done in anime, in like the brutal anime?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, it would be so good.
Yeah, that dark anime style.
Yeah.
That's
like
my favorite
ripping
kind.
apart Grenier and
Yeah.
oh god.
So back to the
it's well
question.
suited.
Yeah, sorry.
Which would
Yes.
you be? Who would you be?
I don't know what old war villain I can specifically claim, but I'd like to be a villain.
And we would
I just
choose.
think-
Yeah. Yeah.
I would choose to voice a villain. Yeah.
They're the fun. They're the most fun. They get all the good parts.
Yes. You get to you can imply more in your tone of voice.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to play with.
Yes. Absolutely.
I would definitely go for villain too.
Yeah.
100%.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to. So just a couple of specific questions before we move on to some more general ones. What's your favorite open world? Which one do you love roaming around in the most?
Fortuna. That one is. I love like that neon, like cyberpunk-esque vibe. I'm all over that. So Fortuna is so cool. Plus K driving I thought was such a fun addition. Just the vent kids, like there's a lot of the tone of Fortuna is something I really jive with. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
my answer.
I feel that. And it has such a good song. It's just like
Yes.
gives you shivers, that song.
Yes. So I guess I should say Orb Valis open world. But
Yes.
Yeah.
We know. Yeah.
We know what you mean.
We got
It's
it.
Fortuna.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, there's a couple other questions about adaptations up in here. So let's grab that one. What would you like to see a Warframe adaptation in an anime or a movie series? Is an I don't know what that word is. Angry Shadow. I'm sorry. But a level of darkness to it. Do you envision that? I think that
Invincible, is that an anime?
Invincible series?
Oh, I
that
don't know that one.
A
If it is
comparison?
one. Maybe. I'm picturing Violet Evergarden. Have we all seen that?
Is that an anime?
Yes, it's
Okay.
a Netflix original anime, but
cool.
in it they have beautiful bright tones, but it also does a wonderful job of getting dark when
Yeah.
the scene calls for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I picture Warframe having that style where you can be appreciating the beauty of Plains of Eidolon 1 minute, and then Cetus is attacked, and the tone is
Yeah.
a huge shift into
Yeah.
that. Yeah, embrace that darkness. That's how I think the aesthetic would
should
be,
go.
but that's just me.
That would be. I think that if I envision
would have to be,
that
yeah.
would be ideal.
Yeah.
It would be
Like it would be dark and gritty, but there would be moments of absolute like
Yeah.
stunning.
Yes. Ah.
Okay? It's like you can't describe it. It's a sound.
Yes, I couldn't agree more.
All right. So now that we've talked about a hypothetical show that probably
Yes.
won't happen,
Sadly. Yes.
what's the next question?
The
Mel?
next question. Okay, so we're wrapping up Warframe. So if you guys have any more Warframe questions, pop them in now. We're gonna get on a little more personal Warframe questions. People want to know. Obviously, you're a really important figure to a lot of people in their lives. And one of the comments that came in wasn't so much a question, but it was. Your Switch streams, Helen's Switch streams, yours, for the past 2 years have brought me joy. And if a question has to be asked, how does it feel to be made up of awesome? Was the question that came in. So just so you know the kind of impact you're having on people's lives.
Thank you so much.
But that ties into that. People want to know how you deal with some of the negativity that might come in the community. How do you separate constructive criticism versus Reddit mobs or any personal attacks? How do you handle that? How have you coped with it?
Well, I try and keep in mind, I guess I'll give kind of a two-part answer here. Just in general, my way of thinking about interactions with people day to day is I try and operate under the assumption that everyone is suffering or struggling through something. So if the way a person is talking to me, if I keep in mind when someone's talking to me, they might be going through something really difficult, and just try to make that my base assumption. And, if the way the person's talking to me even seems way out of line, if they are going through something difficult, then, I might stand up to that or do what I need to do. But that helps keep in perspective what kind of things make people react in certain unkind ways.
Yeah.
In terms of online attitudes specifically, I think there's something to be said for just it's difficult, especially in community, because our whole job is to, occupy that space between, it's a game and it's a world, because, there is that space. It's a real community of people. But I try and keep the personal out of it as much as I can, right? Like, DE Helen doesn't necessarily reflect all of Helen. And
yeah.
so, and people are seeing what DE Helen brings forward and talking to that, right? And usually they're motivated by actually wanting good for the game. So I just try and keep that all in perspective.
Yeah.
Honestly, I find most of my interactions are really good.
Awesome.
Like, even when people are short, or you can feel in that initial interaction that they're not a fan.
Yeah.
Even then, I find people mean well. Like, at the core of it, most people really do mean well. And if you take the time to talk to them and hear them out, that'll come through, and they'll feel that too.
Yeah.
So treat people like people, and remember everyone's going through stuff all the time.
And it works.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so you haven't, like, using this philosophy, you haven't found that you've run into anything that's really brought you down or compromised your self-esteem when going on camera, and you've been able to stay solid.
There is, you get sometimes, let's say, never look at the YouTube comments. Let's leave it at that.
Okay.
That's a good general rule.
Avoid
never look
YouTube.
at the YouTube comments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. But I think it can get to anyone. It helps to have people who understand what that sphere is like. I think if I were doing it on my own and I didn't have, Megan, Danielle, Rebecca, Taylor, all these people who understand exactly how complicated and varied this hyper real space is, then it would be a lot tougher. So I really feel for people who are kind of navigating virtual spaces without support from others in it. Support is huge.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, and I guess having that community team around you must make that difference. People.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. Yeah. Honestly, Drew and Marcus are huge support for me just overall. So gotta give a shout out to Drew and Marcus.
The people in the chat are saying that's a really, really healthy mindset, and that you're very wise. It's a really good way to approach it. That's fantastic.
It is. It is. It's not often that people will come to the conclusion that you don't have to go around messing with other people till later in life. And so, yeah, it's nice. It's refreshing to see somebody be like, yeah, just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
And just exude that, and you're good.
And you're good. Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I respect that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Really awesome. Okay, so a question did filter in. This is from our friend Will, who is really desperate to make a pineapple in his dojo.
God, I can't believe you're giving him the stage.
I'm asking the question because only the dojo creative master could be able to answer it. What do you use? What materials? What do you even begin to create a pineapple in your dojo?
And it depends on the level of difficulty you want to go for here. My first thought was I'd use Ayatan sculptures.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I would use those, stack them up in such a way that you can make that pineapple shape. But I could picture some Orokin decorations that could be useful to make a pineapple as well. So take a look at the Orokin section. Plus that gold color is pineapple friendly. So
there you go.
Ayatan sculptures or your Orokin gold.
Now, I think it's only fair, Will, that now that she's answered that, you need to go create a pineapple and send it to all of us. All right?
Show me.
Show the pineapples, Will.
Show her the pineapple, Will. It's probably not even here anymore.
So, one of the questions we have to wrap up this Warframe section we brainstormed this earlier today. We were doing a Would You Rather. So, this was a Warframe Would You Rather. Would you rather delete your Warframe account and start all over again? Or keep your account that you have, your highest level account, or the one that's most precious to you, but you can only play solo Warframe. There's no interactions.
Interesting.
I know.
Do I get to keep my other two accounts?
No, everything has to go.
Okay.
You don't get anything.
You can't get rid of that squad. No, I would have to restart my account. I just love playing with other people. So.
What a question, though. That's like an oof question. Like,
that's a good one.
Yeah, I would have answered the same. Because it's like, I've got all this beauty and I've got all this stuff, but nobody can see it.
I know.
Like, who am I impressing at this point?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the beauty of the game. Like, it's just no fun alone. in the
Yeah.
same way.
Yeah.
I don't think anyway.
No, I
like playing
agree.
with other people.
It's a team game.
It is. It's meant that way.
Careful! Don't badmouth the game. No, it's good. No, it's good solo. I didn't mean that.
It is good solo. It's just not.
Oh
it's
God!
Just, it's a
Oh
big
God! Oh,
difference.
Steve's gonna fire us. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no.
No, I think he understands the concept of the force versus what.
No, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think that's that team base.
Necessary. Yeah.
Did I miss
very-
the spin-off game question? No, we haven't discussed
We haven't
that
done
yet.
spin-off. We talked about the spin-off series, but we didn't ask if there was a spin-off game from Warframe. What would it be? What would it be like? What kind of genre would it hit? What would you do? Would it be? Have you guys ever even discussed a spin-off Warframe? Probably not. It's like, this is the
Don't-
game we're committed to.
Yeah.
This was totally in jest, so
Yeah.
I don't mean this seriously, but the first thing that came to mind is one time Steve said, like, I don't know, we've never made a Warframe dating simulator.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing! It's funny. Somebody in the chat just called
Not
dating
happening.
sim before it
Dating-
came out of
yeah.
your mouth.
What did they?
Not happening.
Ten,
But that's the first thing that came to mind.
Tinder. Is
The
it-
Tenno Tinder. Yeah, somebody said that once.
No.
That's
that
what we
will
were.
never be.
No,
But
we
that's
wanted to
pretty
call
funny.
our where people like meet each other in our Discord,
Yeah.
like just to play, not to date. Tenno Tinder, and
Tenno
we're like,
Tinder.
well, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Because
That's
people
not
will
the
take
kind
it
of
too.
thing
I
we
know there's
want.
people who take it literally.
Literally, yeah. No.
Everyone's just trying to get along.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of another genre, I think it would be interesting to do something that explored what happened during the Orcan era. And I don't know what exactly that would look like. But
Even like a third person, like action adventure, kind of like Lara Crofty vibe, like exploring.
We were
that.
also discussing an RTS,
Cool.
so you could like control a 4-person squad. What?
yeah, that could suit our world.
You were
for
part
sure.
of that discussion
I
this morning.
was, but my brain wanders. But that's a
What?
really good idea.
But yeah,
real-time
so you could
strategy.
pick like 4 of your favorite frames,
Yeah.
and you'd have to make it cohesive, in which ones you chose for the mission.
Yeah.
And you would control them in an RTS like XCOM.
Yeah, that would change the gameplay style in a really interesting way.
Yeah.
Would. You still get your 4 squad with your abilities, but it's like,
I love-
oh man, that's
Second time around, you're on this
I'm on
bandwagon.
board the second time around. This is cool.
I wish I had listened to this the first time.
Yeah, me too. I do. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, we
That's
did a
a
lot
good
of daydreaming today, it seems,
We
about
did. We were.
I love it.
the anime, the different
Yeah.
spin-off games.
What could we do?
Make these happen. Helen, you are the messenger.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a big responsibility, but I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, we believe in you.
I need
Yeah.
you to go there, and then I need you to come back and tell me that he said no.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Oh, poor dating simulator. It'll live in our imagination.
It will. Yeah,
will.
in our hearts and minds. That's it.
well, and that's the thing is you've seen some of this interesting Warframe art on Twitter,
Yeah.
like the oh my.
Yeah, like if
So if they included an actual dating simulator, goddamn.
oh yeah, we go next level. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
Okay.
are we going to deviate a little bit
Well,
from
it's
Warframe or?
Well, the next question is about it is about Warframe, but it's also about our puppy. So I think it's a perfect transition.
Perfect, let's do it.
And the question is, what's your puppy wearing to Tennocon? When's the pet cosplay contest?
You know what? I converted a Warframe hat into a sweater for Arya. So probably her Warframe sweater.
Oh yeah! You need to see those.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Oh, it's gonna be cute. So when did your puppy come into your life? How old is she?
Question. I irresponsibly got a dog during my 4th year of university. You're not supposed to get animals during university, but it worked out.
Yeah.
What it was is my sister got one first, and I loved her Chihuahua Shih Tzu mix a lot. And then my sister's dog's mom had another litter, and I was like, this is my chance.
Yeah.
And then my sister and I will have sister dogs, which
Yeah.
That's a
say
dream
what
come
you
true
will.
right there.
Yeah,
I'm
right
a
there.
sucker for that stuff.
Yeah.
so. And now we do.
Yeah.
And then I got a second dog a year later just because I wanted to make sure that I basically bought her a friend because she didn't get along with a lot of
Yeah.
other dogs.
That's smart.
But I didn't want her to be lonely.
Yeah.
And yeah, so now I have 2 Chihuahua Shih Tzu mixes and I love them.
Aw, and they get along. You're just happy.
Kind of.
Couple
Arya's
of
kind of
moments.
mean, to be honest. The
Yeah.
other one's very dog and sweet. It's similar to a cat and dog
Okay.
relationship.
Yeah.
But they get a
Yes,
lot, like they are like able to cohabitate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they partner up, they chase squirrels together, they love each other, but also Arya gets very jealous if I'm hugging Clara and not
Too
her.
much love. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
FOMO.
understandable.
I feel that, dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember when my mom would do that with my brother. No, I know that feeling, dog.
Oh, you're funny. That's so cute. That's so cute. And have you what has the dogs brought to your life? Did you have dogs your whole life, or was this a new?
No, I didn't. I've always liked to keep something to care for. I find it very rewarding to look after something. And in university, that was fish until I got a dog well, and also a hamster I rescued from someone who should not have purchased a hamster. And I had a cat for a while when I was young, but no, mostly I've just kind of kept fish.
Fish. Yeah. So this is your first foray into the dog world.
Yeah, and it's a delight. I mean, it's just that getting to love something. I mean, it's like you're here specifically so I can dote on you and love you. I just think that's a rewarding thing.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Would you say that also?
Wait, oh, you're asking your cat? Frank, what's your opinion on this?
Can you tell us what you think, Frank?
I'm sleeping right now. Like, I don't have an opinion. He's got a cute face, though.
He does.
Yeah.
Frank.
Our pets. Pets have become, like, I don't know, almost essential with COVID. Like, they're just, I don't know, they're so needed. Our cats have just become our little, like, world. It's our unit, you know? It's just us and the two cats.
It gives me something to dote on when my daughter's not here.
Yeah. When our kiddo is not here.
Right.
If you were not working with Warframe, or if Warframe hadn't come along in your life, what do you think you would be doing?
What a tricky question. There's a question of what I would be doing. Likely, I mean, probably something in a marketing sphere, but I wouldn't have found that very fulfilling and probably moved on to something else as well.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I want to be a writer. Okay. So maybe something more with writing. Maybe I would have just tried to hone my craft and, stayed focused on that and nothing else. But yeah, writing or marketing. I like to think writing, because that's certainly the more soul brightening of the two.
When you went into school for marketing, sorry, not marketing, media. What was the whole title? Oh,
Media Information Technoculture.
So when you went into that, what was your intention? Like, what were you hoping to get out of that prior to the Warframe thing?
To be honest, I didn't really think about a career. I'm just really interested in media. So I figured I'd worry about career later. I hoped I could work in the video game industry, but I wasn't sure. I was just thinking about what I love. I'm so fascinated by how media is always changing, what it changes about our daily lives, about the physical world and the virtual world, and how they grow together. Marshall McLuhan, if anyone wants to get nerdy with me, is the theorist that got me into it in high school. But it was seriously just a love for the subject that got me into it. Yeah, the rest followed.
The rest came after. That's so beautiful.
Seems to be the way.
Yeah. Now, you're really interested in writing, and we're going to get into some of your writings before the end of this interview. But if you had the opportunity to write for Warframe or for a video game, does that appeal to you?
Yes, I would love to do that. I want to make sure my writing is really high quality before I do something like that. Yeah, I like writing dialogue. I find it really interesting to try. When I'm talking to people, I pay a lot of attention, not to intimidate anyone who talks to me in the future, but I try and look for weird quirks, not weird necessarily, just like the way they might move their mouth or touch their hair, things like that, because I like to put that into my writing. And speech patterns are part of that. The way people speak, what kind of funny short form words they might use.
Yeah.
I'm always taking note of that. And I think once I have my roster full enough, I'll be able to apply that to more script type writing for a video game.
That's amazing. Did you take script writing courses or anything like that? Or have you just like learned with the time and being part of Warframe and analyzing it?
Mostly just learned over time and always written.
Yeah.
But, you know, I did courses outside of school throughout my life too, just kind of wherever I could.
To learn that, especially with your mom being in theater, I imagine you've had some time with your
English
hands on scripts. Yeah, and your dad's an English teacher. Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
You ain't saying nothing wrong.
Yeah.
I can only imagine the fights in that house. Be like, you can't say it like that.
Yeah.
It's for the effect.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
It's not proper, I know, but this is how the character would have said it.
Yeah.
You understand. Yeah, improper grammar was short-lived.
Right.
My house.
It would not be okay.
Oh, I would not have survived.
No, it's rough. And they teach you grammar rules could have gone your whole life without knowing. Like, you aren't supposed to use due to in place of because of. But everyone does.
Everyone does, yeah.
An evolving language. But now I notice it, and I don't want to be that person. But
Yeah. I don't want to be the do-to person.
I noticed that you said that, but the connotation in which you said that had an apostrophe, but when in actuality, that doesn't have an apostrophe in the way that you were using it. So I'd like you to get your context together, asshole. Thank you.
Yeah, I just try and keep it in.
Keep it together. It's fine.
I love that.
Yeah.
I would love to just be a fly on the wall and watch the inner struggle. She's like, no,
Yeah.
no. And they just say something else, and they're like, no.
It's like, Helen, you understood what they meant. Just let it go. Let it go.
Just let it go.
They conveyed their point, Helen. It's fine.
It's all okay. All right, so we have some of your amazing stories here with us that you brought us. Oh my gosh, I've gone too far in the Google Drive. Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh no. Okay, short stories. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna throw up your short stories to kind of just so people can get a sense of what they're looking at. And can you talk to us a little bit about them? I know that there's some that are published. And so just share what you've shared with us. Give me 1 sec it takes me a second to get it up on the screen, but give me 1 minute here.
We're boomer streamers. We're like, oh, it's this. Hold on. What? I think I got it here. No, I know she taught me. She came here and she taught me how to do this. No, I got it.
Yeah.
I aspire to be a boomer, so like,
you get
take it away.
Yeah, good. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. We got this. And we're going to get into the short stories. Here we go. All right, so the first one up is the Neon Garden.
Yeah.
That you had shared.
Okay. Now, Drew introduced me to synthwave music, and I love it. One song in particular that caught my attention right away was a song by The Midnight called Nighthawks, and that's what sparked this story in my mind. The other quality in this one is I'm a big fan of the Romantic era in literature. It's not like romantic comedy, but at the end of the 18th century, as kind of a response to the Industrial Revolution, there was this artistic and intellectual movement that was celebrating nature and the sublime, and it appreciated gentle souls and their struggle in an increasingly harsh modern world. So I tried to write this story in that romantic spirit. It's a love story of a kind.
Yes. And
is this the entire thing? This one page?
It's the one page.
That's page 1. Okay.
Page 1, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's all up on my website. I just didn't want you to have to scroll through like 8 pages.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe we want
And was this published, the Neon Garden?
Neon Garden hasn't been. I have when I put my website up, I had to make a call on which ones to save for publishers because they want first publishing rights and which ones to launch straight to the site.
Yeah.
So I have 3 that are out for publishers and 3 that I put just to the site, and this is one of them.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful story. I really enjoy
Guys, that link is in chat there. If you have not already, head to www.helenheikkila.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can spell that last name.
Now, the drawings that you do in your stories, like in the next page, these are yours.
Yeah, those are all mine. I do a lot of crayon art and Sharpie art, and I try and keep it simple. It started as kind of, I'm sure others who had, lots of, who went through art classes in high school and everything, got those talks from their art instructors saying, well, you should move into painting, and if you want to be taken seriously as an artist, these are the rules you have to follow. So I started just kind of, I don't know if it was rebellion or what, but I started trying to figure out how I could do legit art using material no one finds legit, like sharp crayons and avoiding rulers and things like that.
It's funny that you should say that, because we were actually having a discussion earlier in the week about the exact same kind of thing. We were talking about the way you tie your shoes, or like just how you counting on your fingers.
That's right. Yeah.
And how like it's frowned upon and your hand gets slapped, but you're like, but it works. Like, what's the deal?
Yeah.
Like, I tie bunny ears and my shoes stay tied.
Yeah.
Like, don't tell me to like change what I'm doing, because this it works.
Yeah.
So kind of like there's nothing wrong with the crayon medium.
No.
There's nothing wrong with Sharpie or
makes your pictures waterproof, crayon.
That's right.
There you go.
Tell me how that's not a benefit in its own.
It's a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
But no, that's really cool, and I think that's truly what makes a proper artist an artist, is that they're kind of like, F you, like, this is what I'm doing.
I'm doing it. Yeah.
And that's often it's what produces the best kind of stuff, because it's the defiance, the like, whatever, you can't hold me back.
Yeah.
And then you get the best stuff.
The best stuff out of it.
So you keep coloring with those crayons.
Yes.
Will.
Yes. Good. We're gonna take a look at some of that amazing crayon art. But before we do, we're gonna finish up the conversation about stories, mostly because I have them on my screen right now.
Yeah.
So that's
right.
for me.
And we already know that it's working correctly.
And it's
right
working,
now.
exactly. So I can't...
We're gonna keep doing that.
We're gonna keep doing that. So the Clouded Mind. Tell us a little bit about that one.
Okay, so thinking of that old adage, if you love something, set it free, and if it comes back, it's yours. I'm playing with that a bit here. There's a question in this story about what we leave behind when we leave this world, and what can be done with what we leave behind once we're not around to control it. So, and I am kind of playing with the modern understanding of the word cloud in the title and in the story.
That's beautiful. Oh God, that gave me shivers. Just like that contemplation of like what happens. Yeah, like what happens with our stuff when we're gone. Like what does that mean?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. That's really awesome, Helen. These are beautiful stories, beautiful ideas.
You are an old soul.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting it.
Like, I call them how I see them, and God damn it, I see it. I see it.
Wow, I am honored.
Your soul needs a walker.
That's a walker.
I'll get it one.
So some of your stories are more adult-based stories, some of your short stories. Emma, then I've also seen some of your books for children and stories for children. Yeah. That's on your website more so, right? Is where I find those? Okay, I'm gonna pop that up. I haven't published a children's one yet, but I'm thinking about it. I'm working on one right now that's more about the shadow. And anyway, Little Bird Keeper is the one that's on my site. And there are two ideas that inspired this story. The first is that I think a lot about what we pass on generation to generation, not only the bad, but the good as well. And I appreciate that magic and zest for life that children have. And I think often about why exactly that magic fades as we become adults. So those are the ideas in this children's story. That's such an interesting concept. It's something actually that we've been talking about. We're parents of an 11-year-old, and her imagination is so vibrant and beautiful and creative. But we are solely seeing the influence of school. There's nothing really else to say. It's school, society.
School and social, where there's unnecessary pressures and
you can
weights
see
that
it.
are put on, and you
can see it fading,
brings people
like
down.
those little bits of creativity, or like her will to do them, just slowly fading away. And it's a sad transition in so many ways, and it's hard to like as a parent, you're desperate to preserve it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I think Yeah, that's kind of another romantic era idea is celebration of children and not just that practical adult nature which is also necessary in the world to look after it, but there's something to be said for that love for the world, the magic of childhood, and I think seeking to preserve that in ourselves to some degree even as we grow is valuable.
Yeah.
That's why I make next to nothing and stream every day.
But we're happy as
But
hell.
I'm happy
Good
as
on you.
I'm happy as a pig in dirt.
You are. And you get to be a kid all day.
And I get to be a kid all
What's
day.
better than that?
Nothing's better than
Nothing's
that.
better than that.
Seriously.
Okay, I got this website up and operational here. You guys, please go check out Helen's website. It's gorgeous. It's stunning. And you can find all of her published works, The Window to the Soul, The Broken Wing, and her stories. And her art. And now, is your children's stories, are they in here? The butterflies.
That's right. So hover over butterfly, get a little preview of what you can.
This is the one. Yes. This is the story with and they're beautifully illustrated pictures.
Thank you.
This is really, really well done, Helen. The presentation is wonderful. This must have just been a real project to get together.
It was, but it was a delight to do it as well.
Yeah, I bet. Having it up like this is wonderful.
Have you submitted this to a publisher?
Not yet, but I'm considering doing that. Part of it is I have to figure out what publisher would be best suited. So I want to get myself into a library, look at different children's books and what styles each publisher is interested in, and go from there. So once I can go into a library, I will be able to do that in earnest.
Absolutely.
You should just hit up Robert Munch, be like, yo, I'm local, you're local.
Yeah, let's do
Point
this.
me in the right direction. Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
Don't even read the book, yo.
Yeah.
Just publish it.
Trust me.
And all of this are your illustrations with crayon and Sharpie.
Yes, especially Little Bird Keeper. You got to do crayon for the children's story.
Absolutely. And I think the level of detail that you're able to, I mean, obviously you sketch with something else, but it's just so wonderful with the crayon. I love the effect of it.
Thank you. Yeah, you do have to, of course there are limitations, right? Like it has to be more of a pop art style. I couldn't do certain things with crayon.
Yeah.
But, you just cater to your medium and it comes through. At least I tried to do that.
Have you worked with other mediums before?
Yeah, I dabble in acrylics sometimes.
Nice.
But crayon is my favorite. But as I said, sometimes you want a different type of message in your piece and you have to use a different medium for that.
Well, and it really caters to the children's story.
Yes.
Like,
exactly.
it's perfect.
Yes.
So here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get this book published. I'm gonna donate the money to buy a copy for that teacher who told you to stop using crayons.
Yes.
But I'm gonna inscribe it first.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You can't read it prior because you can't be an accessory. But then you will deliver this book to your teacher.
She won't be an accessory that way, though.
Yeah.
No.
Smart.
Yeah.
Do you have inspiration for your children's books?
Yeah, actually, the Little Bird Keeper is based on my fiance Dylan, who he always, like, ever since we started dating like 8 years ago, when he's bored or just sitting around, he kind of starts fiddling with things, and he taught himself how to make paper birds because of that. I mean, when he was young, he did, and I've kept every paper bird he's ever made me at restaurants or wherever.
That's so sweet. And how does Marcus feel about you seeing Dylan?
Marcus will be in our wedding party, actually.
Oh, that's awkward. That's just awkward.
I make one slip up. He and Dylan get along swimmingly. They're very good friends.
That's amazing.
So
I
wonderful.
love it.
So which side of the party is he standing on? Dylan's side or your side?
Ooh.
On Dylan's side.
Oh, hell.
Marcus.
I'll be
Marcus,
honest,
my
we
man.
fought over Marcus. Gotta say.
He seems like such a sweet boy. I believe I would fight over him also.
Yeah. Fight for Marcus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a sweet soul, a rare kind of soul in this world. So we have so much appreciation for him.
Yeah.
I want to ask a little bit about Dylan, but before we very too off topic, one of the questions from the chat is, what is your favorite children's book?
Le Petit Prince, the Little Prince.
Yes. In French or in English?
I read it in French first,
Yes.
and then in a band I had in high school, the bass player Josh, another wonderful soul. When I was down one time, he worked at a bookstore and he picked up a copy of The Little Prince in English for me and gave it to him and said, "This book always makes me feel better." So I have that
Aw.
copy as well.
That's so sweet. Are you a musician?
Yes. My family is full of musicians, so I feel like maybe I have an unfair standard for at which point you can call yourself one.
Yeah.
But I do. I mean, I have my guitar back there, and
Awesome.
I write songs and the whole thing.
Do
so
you?
yes,
Oh my
say
gosh, you're beyond musician. That's amazing. That's incredible. Do you write lyrics or do you write the composition or all of it?
See, that's the trick. I cannot really write composition.
Mm-hmm.
No. But
I write
I do
amazing
write
lyrics. Yeah.
thanks.
No, Adam, I'm being good today.
You're not asking?
I'll let you ask.
Oh, I can ask on your back.
Yeah.
Can you ask Helen? Can you ask her if she'll?
Be on your song? Write lyrics on your song? Yeah. Do you sing as well, Helen?
I do, yeah.
beautiful.
I had a punk band in high school called 8-Bit Ghost. What great foreshadowing for video games in the future.
Yeah.
And I don't sing as much now. I guess there comes a point as you're getting older and you want to master things where you
Yeah.
have to choose what you're going to master.
Yes.
And I chose drawing and writing as my two. And, but I still sing for fun, of course.
Of course. Yes. I mean, you have to sing for fun. Singing is just like lifts the soul,
It does.
That's
whether
it.
or not you're good at it. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, totally.
So now back to Dylan. How did you guys meet?
Oh,
We didn't
ah,
ask her to be on a song.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That was the whole point of that.
Doc, every time we have an interview guest on, Doc likes to ask if you would join him on one of his tracks. And in fact, actually, Tamara Fritz said yes, and they put together a song. They put out a published track. It's on Spotify.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful song. It's really, really lovely. So it's something for you to ponder if you too would like a track with the
I'm
Doc.
liking the sound of it. I mean, hey, why
Can't say
say no
no.
to creating something? Art is so fun.
Right?
I like
That's what I'm
it.
saying.
You
That's
can't
what
say
I'm
no to
saying.
creative
Right.
opportunities.
Okay.
So that's a yes.
I think you got to go write a song. Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
D, Helen, is that one L, two L's, one L, D? Yeah.
You'll have to do the composition of the music because I
Right.
can't do that one. But sure, I could write some lyrics.
You know,
Sing.
yeah, that's something that hasn't been done before. You could get her to
No,
write.
I've written everything before.
You've written everything,
So yeah,
you
that
could
would
get her
be
to
really
write
interesting.
The hook. Lyrics written by D.E. Helen. That would-
Well-
We'll talk behind
not
scenes.
D.E. Helen.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll hook you up.
Yeah.
Because you may hear my music and be like,
Well, you might hear my singing and be like,
yeah, true. Crap. You know what? Forget it.
that's off.
Sorry. Dylan. Let's talk about Dylan.
Yeah. How did you guys meet?
We met in high school. I was a very studious nerd, and he was kind of a bad boy skater boy. You know, classic tale.
Yeah.
And
Did you say see you later, boy?
no, I did not, and that's why it worked out so well. It's the lesson of that Avril Lavigne song.
Not channel Avril Lavigne.
I learned. Yeah, we met then, and yeah, it's been like 8 years.
Wow,
High school
congratulations.
sweethearts. Yeah, I love him dearly. He's very. I appreciate his deep empathy.
Yeah.
So I'll say he's a very empathetic person, and I value that.
Aww.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations. When did you guys get engaged?
Actually, this past February on my birthday.
Whoa! Congratulations. Happy birthday.
My
That's
Lord.
amazing.
Going on
How
up.
did he do it?
Oh yes. Well, I had joked like a year ago that when he proposes, I want it to be during cherry blossom season in Japan.
Oh.
And so, I mean, I guess Dylan had plans in the works, but
Yeah.
of course, we have a pandemic,
can't go to
so our
Japan.
options were limited. So he took me on a winter hike, packed us up a nice lunch, and we went for a walk in the snow, and it was a lovely day. Then I was distracted by some ducks in the water that I was really excited about. I was standing on this bridge talking to the ducks. And that's when Dylan took the opportunity to get on one knee. So when I turned around, he said, I know we're not in Japan because of this pandemic, but I'm certain I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you marry me? And I said yes, and the ducks were our witnesses.
Oh my god.
Dim ducks. Oh.
See, it would have been. That's so
cute.
beautiful.
It's
That's
so-
like picturesque. It's perfect. I guarantee you, if that was me, I would have been like, I know we can't go to Japan during this pandemic. Japandemic. Yo.
Yeah, that
And I
would have
would've
been,
been-
and then you would have been on a
Love that too.
sidetrack. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I came up with a word that sounds like the other word. Anyway, you want to get married or?
Yeah, but he didn't. He made it nice.
No, that's good. This guy sounds like a keeper.
Thank you. Yes,
No,
I think so.
You guys are waiting till after the pandemic for the whole ceremony.
Yeah, we tentatively have a date in 2022,
Nice.
but if we have to move it, we will. But I'm optimistic.
Yeah, I'm feeling that way too. I think things are looking.
Are you
good.
guys like, we're gonna stick to that, our wedding plans? Or are you like, listen, if it goes another year, let's just get married at City Hall?
Well, it's a really good question. I want a day to just, I think there's so few opportunities in life to get family and friends together,
Yeah.
like all in one place and enjoy it. So if we can make that happen, I want to. So I'm going to try and have the full deal,
The full
That's
deal.
awesome. Yeah.
So you'd
public health
rather,
permitting.
rather wait for it than rush it. Yeah, I get that.
Well, for what it's worth, I support that.
I suppose
I know that probably holds a pretty
that
heavy weight.
means absolutely nothing.
So-
No, it means a lot. It means a lot.
Rest assured, I'm okay with it.
Without this random
Good
stranger's
stuff.
support
Yeah.
whom I met last night, I would never have gotten married.
That's right. Digitally. Met digitally.
That did.
The influence is insane.
It's insane. Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Well, that's
That's
amazing.
awesome.
Congratulations. I do hope that the pandemic kind of like buggers off at least in time for a wedding, so that you guys
Yeah.
can enjoy that.
Yeah.
Hey,
So-
like you're gonna hit your 40s and be like, do you still want to get married? This is
It's still
that's how
going
you talk
on.
when you're 40.
Is that?
That's yeah.
That really
Yeah,
goes
you get
downhill
that
fast. Oh gosh, I only have what,
Yeah.
6 more years.
6 more years,
Oh.
and then that's
And then I'm
be
gonna
you.
talk like
American
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm practicing early. You
Yeah.
gotta practice.
You have to. Yeah. You
Yeah.
wake up the morning
Oh.
of your 40th birthday and you're like, oh, I don't feel so good.
I feel different.
Yeah.
This is
Hurts.
terrible.
No, we'll age gracefully.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah,
we
I
have
tell
to.
myself that too.
We have to. The art. We have to talk about the art.
The art.
Yes,
Ooh,
we have
okay, yeah.
so many pictures to look at and go over, and I want to know more. I want, like, when did you get into art? So I can just throw it up on screen. When did you start on this journey? What inspires you?
Okay.
Everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, when I was young, I was really a bad artist. And but I had a lot of ideas and images in my mind that I wanted to be able to depict for others. So I just committed to trying to become good at art and spent a lot of time, like a lot of nights just awake at my desk
Yeah.
drawing until I got to a point I was satisfied with to show other people. And I think whenever I haven't written or drawn in a while, I start to have nightmares. And the only real cure I have found is to create something. And when I can't, write a whole short story because that takes a lot of time, I find doing a quick art piece is a good way to do that and kind of gives me peace of mind, I guess.
So you almost like
Yeah.
eliminate the thoughts if you put them out on paper.
Yeah, it's like that. And, it's not necessarily that I have bad thoughts. It's just,
You're human.
yeah, exactly.
It's your creative expression. It's like you start getting that antsiness if you don't get to do that thing that.
Do you
releases
find
it.
when you get it out, so when you sit down and draw, is it a conscious effort or is it just kind of letting it happen and then after the fact you're like, oh shit?
Really depends. Sometimes ideas just come to me. Other times I am making a really deliberate effort. Yeah, it depends on what's happening or what inspires me in my day to day.
I love this one. Which
one
speaking of
is that?
inspiration, it's called Inspired, and it's a young girl touching what looks like a
Yes.
beautiful canvas of art, of like the galaxy art.
Yeah, I went through a phase where I couldn't stop drawing galaxies. I just love the way you can make galaxies with crayon, layering the wax and everything. So, yeah, here, here she is feeling inspired by galaxies.
Yeah, I feel inspired by this photo. It's
Turtle wearing
beautiful.
sweater.
Oh, the turtle wearing the sweater is so cute.
Yes, actually, it might have been Marcus. We were talking about how there are some animals you'll never see in sweaters. And then I just was thinking, you know, what would they look like in sweaters?
Yeah.
So we started drawing animals you'd never see in a sweater wearing sweaters.
I like that it's part of a series called Animals Wearing Sweaters.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I would buy that series on cards, all of it.
Yeah.
Oh
That
my
would make a
God.
hell of a coaster.
Right?
Ooh.
They would make such good coasters. I bet you can put your art on coasters.
You can.
Oh man, that's a good present.
Oh man, you're onto something. That's fun.
Helen's walking away from here being like, God, these guys don't quit.
Yeah.
You can do this, do that.
Yeah,
Like,
do
God.
everything.
I love it.
Get the animal sweaters on coasters so I can. Oh my God.
I would buy that, a set of animals wearing
wearing
sweaters.
sweaters. Oh my God, look at this cute little hamster.
Oh yes, you got a chip. It just felt right.
Yeah.
Now, do you find
Gamer.
is the goal of your art? Do you have an eventual goal to publish or to submit to art shows or to get it published in children's books, for example? Or is the goal of your art just personal?
It kind of depends. I try not to make too many plans just so I can see where the world takes me. But at the moment, I use my art for supporting my writing, or I try to. Sometimes I feel like I just want to make a comic or something, and I'll do that. But I try not to make any hard and fast rules for it.
Yeah, that's good. That doesn't limit you.
All right, thanks.
Oh, manatee wearing. What is your favorite wearing sweater painting?
Was
Oh,
it
the turtle.
The turtle is your favorite?
was it difficult
Yeah.
doing the manatee in a sweater, knowing full well that it should have been a mana t-shirt?
Ooh. Marcus has a mana t-shirt, by the way. Wait, what?
Shut up!
He better wear it. We gotta tell him to wear it.
Yeah,
on
if he
the
doesn't wear
Tuesday.
that t-shirt, he's not getting interviewed.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're
Poor
setting the
Marcus.
standards.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor Marcus. Yeah. Oh, I love the manatee. The manatee's so cute. Now,
Yeah, he's good.
the Seeking Truth picture. That's just a lot more. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot more detail in it.
Yeah, that whole series, I called it the I Overestimated Myself series. And this is a great example of something that was better suited to acrylic. Like, I just wanted it to be kind of dark. Each of these 3 pictures is inspired by a true story. So I won't get too into Seeking Truth, or which is that one you're seeing with the eye.
Okay.
Or I'm Going Back Inside, which has shadow people, because they're actually based on some personal stories from people that I'm close to. But
Yep.
the series itself is exploring that dark, strange, shadowy headspace people can sometimes find themselves in that's not exactly nightmarish. Because I think that people often suppress their inner shadows instead of trying to understand them and work with them.
Misinterpret what they actually are.
Yeah. And so here I'm trying to let people see their inner shadows in these pieces.
That's beautiful. That's so beautiful.
And the one called What Am I swear I didn't mean to turn out so steamy. That's
That's
God,
supposed to
that's
be like,
alligator on lady stuff. Hey.
it's meant
no.
to be like your darkness holding
Yeah.
you down, is what I see.
It's like a paralysis. Yeah.
I was
that's,
just gonna say, yeah, that it makes
paralysis.
me think of sleep paralysis.
Yeah. Adam
Yes,
said
it's that feeling. It's like,
Can't move.
do you know the podcast Into the Zone?
No.
no.
It's cool. It's a very unique podcast, and I had listened that week to an episode that talked about how it's actually pretty difficult to draw a firm line between what is life and death. So, for example, if you think about a tardigrade or a virus, they kind of occupy both spaces. And so I was having like a nightmare headspace with that theme one night. And there was a creepy dream with like these gray hands reaching for me and these whispers, and this crocodile-headed guy pushed me out of it.
Oh my.
And in that weird headspace, I said, "What am I?" And he said, "I don't know." So that's why it's called that.
That's interesting.
That's
What a,
he and shadowy figures appear in my dreams often. So you probably noticed the other crayon drawing with the crocodile there.
at the beginning,
I've come to refer to him as my muse because he seems to come up when I need to go draw something. So
That's so interesting.
You
What-
are an interesting and astounding individual,
Absolutely.
I
Helen.
haven't told anyone about that with the crocodile.
I
but-
love that. What?
No, that's
was there
awesome,
an
like-
experience with a crocodile, or is it just something that's like in your dreams that's just like manifested?
Yeah, it's just like I didn't consciously choose a crocodile-headed man as like this representation in my art, but
Right.
if I'm having nightmares because I need to go draw something, they usually feature being like attacked by some shadowy humanoid thing or running away for something. And this crocodile guy is kind of a scary figure, but also supportive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There was
yeah,
a-
he's kind of like Sorry?
No, I'm sorry. There was a comment in chat and it said all that build up just for him to say, LOL, I don't know.
Yeah. To the question, what am I? Yeah. Oh.
exactly.
Totally
That's really what it's
anticlimactic.
Yeah, he's super spicy, this crocodile.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I hope you
swear
don't
he's
get
not-
into writing like erotica because that's pretty
I know, that's
it's like
interesting.
and then he just said I don't know and it was done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not my creative direction, I don't think.
No.
No, that's not it. Yeah. That's so interesting. We actually, I love having conversations about dreams because
Well, it's
I
fascinating.
think a lot of us have recurring ones, and I know I have some weird recurring ones that make me
Like
think
what?
of I have a weird recurring dream that I am a knight in the Middle Ages. I'm
Cool.
I'm a man. I have a very like strong identity in my dreams.
So
that
me
I'm a man.
basically.
And that you,
Me basically.
I have an identity as you, a knight. Yeah.
I know a very strong.
Oh.
you ruined the joke. Oh my god.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, and it's just it keeps recurring and it's just it's my experience in the Middle Ages and it just keeps on coming back to that and different things
so
that I have no actual experience doing or feeling, but that's so acute in my dreams. So weird.
Then we
Oh,
realized
that's-
it's fitting because I'm such a princess.
And yeah, it is fitting. You are such a princess and it works out so beautifully. So yeah.
You're gonna save the day. Yeah, I think that's so
Exactly.
cool.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting archetype, right? I love thinking about archetypes and how they appear in our dreams. You have like everyone has an inner masculine, inner feminine archetype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I like yours has that representation.
exactly. Yes. Do you find that about your alligator?
Yeah, I guess so. I suppose he's kind of like this dark inner masculine force. That same dark energy that drives us to create, I guess.
Yeah. Yes.
If I had to like put words to him, but yeah, he
Love
just
him.
appears in that kind of headspace.
Have you named him?
I just call him Muse.
Your muse. That's perfect. I would have had to come up with some name for him. I have to name the things around me in a way. But I like that. He doesn't need a name, right? He doesn't need to be identified in that way. He's Muse.
Yeah, it's
Somebody in
tough.
the chat has named him ACC.
ACC.
Yeah, the anticlimactic croc.
Anticlimactic croc. Yeah.
ACC.
ACC.
There you go. Now you know.
Place to be.
Yes, thank you, chat.
That's awesome.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, so we're not done though. I want to see more of these beautiful pictures. This pearls one is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Where did this come from?
So I guess there are some ideas that come to mind based on how I'm feeling at a moment. One of them is just, there's the saying clutching pearls, right? This is supposed to be the antithesis of that, which is to just break them off. Like just a sense of wanting to be free from, I don't want to say social standards. I think they're important, but when you start to feel kind of, you're stuck under this makeup and these appearances and all these things, and it's just breaking it off in this moment. It's actually three pieces that you put together.
Yeah, we are brutally aware of the concept
Of that.
Yeah.
And so must you be in your role too, being in the public eye.
Well, and being an artist.
And being an artist.
I think that's one of the hardest things is being an artist of any kind.
Yeah.
Whether it be like a legit artist, like a pen and paper artist, whether it be like a musician artist, whether it be a content creator artist.
Yeah.
This is because you get into a headspace, a sense of, and you get a better understanding of how people operate, especially if you've been doing it for a long time. You see patterns and you really get to see the dark parts of people.
Yeah.
And how society operates in certain ways. And yeah, so I very much relate to this. It's like, nah, like, it's nice to have these pearls.
Mm-hmm.
It's really nice. It's shiny. I have good status.
Yeah.
But I don't like it.
But yeah,
I want to get rid of it.
I want to rip it off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You totally get it. That was a way better description. So thank you.
I got you. I got you.
You got me.
Do you enjoy hearing other people's impressions of your art and what they've taken away from it?
Yes. I think that this is a Marshall McLuhan idea, but I live by it. Anything we conceive and create takes on a life of its own, independent of the creator. And I enjoy hearing what life it's taken on. And the only way I can really hear that is by hearing from other people, hearing from those who interact with it.
Yeah.
So I love that. I think that's the most interesting part.
It's fantastic. Do you have a forum, like your website? Is there a way to communicate with you, or a forum, or do you post these in forums that people can comment on?
Do you do?
Bottom, there's a contact, but
Contact, yeah.
that's about all. I guess I also post little promos on my Instagram and more recently Twitter. So those are the places.
Like commission art at all?
I haven't. Honestly, this is the first I've thought of it. I haven't yet, but I would.
Would you?
I drew a picture for Sarah on the community team so she could have a unique forum avatar.
Yeah,
That's so
that's
neat.
awesome.
Yeah.
I would rock a Helen original.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
DEHO.
Yeah.
Helen original.
Helen original.
I hope that she walks away from here and be like, God damn, those people, like, I'm gonna make some money. Those fools just
I know,
gave me all
they're
these
gonna
ideas.
buy-
They should be
I
running the
hope
class.
guys, like, thank you.
No, I do. I think, like, when I look at this picture, I can see this on somebody's wall. Like, I can see this as a painting on somebody's wall.
Yeah.
It's like it's beautiful. It's beautifully done.
Thanks so much.
It does. You referenced it earlier, and you said the crayon medium really keeps you confined to like a pop art type of look.
Yes.
But that's such a, like, it's come back too, which I'm sure you've seen. But the pop art is very, very popular and timeless.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's a terrific medium to be working in.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I enjoy it. I get a lot of satisfaction from it. Yeah, I think you're right. Andy Warhol knew what he was doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe Helen could make the cover art if you guys make a song.
Right.
There,
There you go. She would have. Yeah.
Oh
Absolutely.
my God. Chat.
Put it up on Spotify.
Oh my gosh. I love this little robot. Oh, he's so cute.
Or for you, bot.
The flower for you bot.
So what would you take away from that? So this is what I would take away
Yeah.
from this picture.
Okay.
What this says to me, and let's see if this even touches on what Helen thought. She probably just like, I thought it was cute.
Yeah.
This is showing that despite technology being what it is, it can still convey beauty.
That's a nice impression that you
So
got from that.
people think it's
I like
cold.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that a lot. Yeah, you're onto something. Definitely a motivation here is I ponder a lot. I think a lot about our AI future. I mean, I just think it's inevitable, and we spend a lot of time worrying about it.
Yeah.
But it's coming. Like, it's gonna happen, and I worry more about how we'll treat them. Like, I worry that we'll create something that we don't recognize as human emotion, but it's still feeling just in a way we don't recognize, and we mistreat that. Or there are all kinds of scenarios you can imagine. But anyway, with that in mind, I try and create pieces that are kind to our AI friends of the future.
Yeah.
And here, Flower for You Bot, you might notice, is kind of defective. This one has his plug upside down, and he picked her. He got a dandelion, not a flower. Like, technically, he picked her a weed.
Yeah.
Right.
But he's trying, goddammit.
He's trying, and she loves him anyway, and it's nice. So that's
I
what
can
this
relate
is.
to that bot.
That's like Clem.
That's like, it is like
It's like
Clem.
Clem.
It's like how I feel
Exactly.
like I'm trying at life.
Clem
And
bracket,
I fail, but I feel like
Yeah,
I'm
but
trying
you,
hard.
goddammit, you
But I
tried,
do.
and your
I have a
intention was the
good
purest.
spirit.
And if
Yeah.
anybody steps on that, well,
Yeah.
they have the problem.
They're crushing my dandelion.
That's right.
on them.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I like these. What's interesting about these, and what you've done well, now that we've taken a deeper look at them, is that you are able to convey a lot with a little.
With a little, yeah.
Cute.
Because I don't often, like, it takes me a while. I love looking at art, especially if I can look at it up close.
Yeah.
Like, basically touch it.
Yeah.
And it takes me a while with some bigger pieces or pieces that are more intricate to really get the meaning or message.
Mm-hmm.
But you've done, like, these are very much children's book. Like, you were conveying things in your imagery that would be very, I think, beneficial in terms of writing a children's book, or in terms of, like, conveying things to a mind that isn't mature.
Right.
Because it conveys it regardless of the words, regardless of the...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you've done a really...
Conveyed.
They're accessible.
Yes.
You've done a really, really good job here, Helen.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That means more than I can say. Thank you.
Yeah, no, this is awesome. I would keep this up, even if it is just a hobby.
Yeah, I think so. I think, yeah, you're onto something beautiful. I love this comic book feeling of this piece. The leopard print goat smelled sweetly of cigarettes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my friend Nolan. That's that's a memory of mine. Nolan always wore this leopard print coat. He was this awesome goth guy in high school, and it smelled like cigarettes and Jordan Vasquez comics. But it's essentially depicting. I always hung out with people who were a lot older than I was until I clued in that they were all going to graduate, and then I would be by myself. And then
Yeah.
to get some friends my age. But there was a unique gift in that I was lucky to be surrounded by older people who really valued that. I guess I had kind of an innocence, and they never tried to corrupt it or anything. They were just like, yeah, she sticks around and she's like our nice innocent friend who's around, and we look after her. So I just thought about that and drew the coat that seemed a good symbol of that time.
Yeah.
See, I told you, I nailed it right off the bat. She's an old soul.
An old soul.
She appreciates the company of older people because they are at her level.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Is that just making grand statements?
Yeah, she is the king.
The king.
Okay? She owns all of Western Ontario.
Oh. I didn't know there was a king of Western Ontario.
It's Helen.
Holy macaroni. Well, nice to meet you.
Not even queen.
No.
No.
This is the alligator side of you.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Muse is king.
Yeah,
Muse is king.
Muse is king, yeah. I like this pop piece. This is really cool. I love her hair and just the whole feel of it. This feels Robert Munchie in a way.
Ooh.
A little bit, like the way that her hands are, and I just it's cool.
Amelia, quit shaking that can.
Right? Yeah, you can see that. You can feel
It belongs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, salmon is so pretty. There's so much pink.
Thank you. Yeah, I think pink is undervalued.
It is. It is.
That
undervalued.
I like that a lot. That looks like it would be a tattoo.
Yeah.
Whoa. Cool.
It does. It could be.
Helen's like, who are you, man?
I can draw tattoos.
I would rock that as a
Lego
tattoo.
lipstick.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, these pieces are incredible. If you guys want to see all of the D.E. Helen collection, please go to her website. It's right here. You can read her stories, the children's book, the children's story, and see all of her incredible artwork.
Please do.
And
yeah.
Send her something in that contact form that's like commission-y. See what happens.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe
she'll do a commission. Maybe she'll just take your money.
Yeah.
I don't
know. Take it.
So guys, we are going to be winding to an end here. We are going to open up the giveaway for the 2021 Tennocon digital pack, courtesy of DE.
Yeah.
And
you know who you'll be able to see at Tennocon? This face right here, right? I hope I'm not wrong. You will see this face at Tennocon.
Correct.
Yeah.
she'll be there.
She will be there. I know you can't give any spoilers for Tennocon, and we don't want any spoilers. But what can you like somehow talk about what you're most excited for? If it's not content, I know you can't talk about content reveals, but what about Tennocon are you excited for?
Okay, well, without saying what it is, the content reveal.
The content reveal, okay.
But I also just like that sense of the connection with the community. That's the best part of Tennocon every year. There's nothing like it. And again, being able to do it in person again will be so valuable for that reason. But I was impressed last year by how much I still felt it virtually. So I look forward to that feeling.
Absolutely. Yeah. What have you found are the major differences between Tennocon physically and Tennocon digitally? And what are your pros and cons of the digital event?
The digital event was cool because we could give all of Tennocon to more people. So usually for the live event, of course, if you're there in person, you get the most of it. But we really were able to do something for everybody. I mean, overseas, everywhere. So that felt great. And I hope we maintain that great quality of the digital events, even when we have them in person. But yeah, again, there's no replacement for that face-to-face interaction.
I know.
Yeah.
It's not replacement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it is good. It is in it. I loved the way that you brought everybody together in a relay, that we could all like hang out with other people digitally to see the reveal. That was really cool.
Yeah, that was cool. That was really. I like the way you guys got the content creators involved as well, like the co-hosting and stuff. It shows that you're like about your content creators.
Yeah.
And it was just done so well. It'll be neat when you're able to combine the two mediums. Like, you can just imagine some of the really cool
hybrids that you could come up with.
Well, like all of us in the convention center are there witnessing it, but everybody from home who didn't make it can still log in and participate and have the experience, and it's an easy way to make it even bigger.
It's like but doubles their work effort though.
Well, it does, but think of the benefit of it, right?
Yeah.
Like
it'll be a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I think you're onto something. Like I'm sure the team wants to maintain a lot of the lessons we learned from the digital event, even when we get back to the physical world.
Yeah.
Well, and things you guys know that you can accommodate even from home.
Yes.
Like it's not even a matter of, because I imagine once all this is said and done, there's going to be an argument for less time in the office.
Yes.
So it's going to be like
interesting. As in, like, because so much can be done from home. Yeah.
I could be wrong, and I don't want to spark any kind of like. But in my opinion, I would think they'd be like, well, I could accomplish my entire job aside from these certain things that need to be done in the office from home.
Yeah.
And I'm happier doing it. If I have the option of going into the office, cool. But if I have a deadline,
could I just wake up and do it in my pajamas? It's an interesting question for the state of our entire of our province or of our country. Like,
maybe that was more
future?
heavy of a suggestion.
It was a heavy
that's
suggestion.
a big conversation,
right? But it
paradigm shift happening, maybe.
You can feel it happening. There could be one. I want to ask you your biggest lesson that you've learned working from home, whether that's specifically about working with DE or personally. But while you think about that, I'm just going to make a quick announcement. You guys, we are giving away the Tennocon digital pack for 2021. If you want to know everything that comes in that pack, ! giveaway, you are typing in !enter to be able to enter into this giveaway. And when we say goodbye to Helen, we will draw it. So just hang on. You do have to be in chat to win, so don't leave if you are entering.
That's right.
Yes. Okay. Now back to the question. What's your lesson?
Right. Biggest lesson. I think it helped me. I already had an appreciation for everything in my personal life, right? Like Dylan and gardening, just little things in this world here. But it gave me a sense of how much they add to my life and how much I need their support. Because there is a difference between that kind of work, getting things done headspace, and that now I'm just, this is what life is about, like this feeling of love and connection. So I think the value of love and connection with other people is the main lesson from this time.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's a really good answer. We do have 2 more questions.
Okay.
First question.
Yeah.
Ginderman asked quite a few times.
Oh, he did, and I kept on forgetting. I'm sorry.
So I will actually get him to. I don't remember the.
Don't remember the question. I remember him.
So get him to add it in chat again, and I will read it.
Yeah.
And the other question, which I'm gonna ask you, and then I'm gonna let you think about it.
Yeah, it has to be the last question of every interview.
Because it has to be the last question of every interview.
Every interview.
What is your favorite bridge? Now you don't have to answer it right away. Think about it. It can be, you can get creative with it. You can think outside the box. It can be metaphorical. It can be real.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then hopefully genderman in that time frame.
We'll ask it.
I'll just go up again.
Yeah. Oh man, I know it was so good too. I can't believe I kept.
Ask her what it was like preparing for this interview.
Oh yeah, that's a question we've never had before. Yeah.
That's a good one. I mean, it was quite nice. I was able to talk to others on the team who basically said, "Oh, it was so fun and chill, and they're so lovely. Yeah, just have fun with it."
That's nice.
That's pretty much what it boiled down to.
Yeah. Awesome.
It's nice to have that inside scoop. Be like,
that's
okay,
it.
they have okay views of us.
Yeah.
That's check and balance.
Checks and balances. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. That's good. I'm glad that your team is having a lot of fun. We are having so much fun interviewing the DE team. It's been such an honor and a treat.
Well, and since we're going on 2 years of being solid Warframe driven streamers, and it's neat because we all see the one side of you, right? We see you on screen, and we get to know your personalities, but only to a limited degree.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have the ability to give a platform and be like I said to you yesterday, these people are so much more than what you see on screen.
Yeah.
Like, these are fully rounded, individuals with interests and things that don't involve Warframe.
Right.
And so we've had an absolute blast getting to know you guys and just humanizing and realizing that you guys are all pretty much cool and down to earth.
Yeah.
I say that I say that so that you'll go back and wonder, who was he talking
which
about?
Which one was not the pretty much cool one?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, they were all cool. 100%.
Yeah, who wasn't down to earth?
Yeah,
was it?
which one was that?
And they'll start pointing fingers.
Oh God, you're just trying to create dissent.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Onto
Bringing
you.
them down from
Yeah.
the,
We'll
from the
get this
community.
team though. We're
For
very
me-
flattered you asked. Thanks. This is a wonderful series idea.
Thank you. Yeah, we're loving it. And for me, it's been awesome because I think one of the beautiful parts of the community team is how many females are a part of it, and it's inspiring. As a streamer, I started alone before we welcomed Doc onto the show, and I started streaming Warframe, and I would watch your streams and amongst a handful of others. But it was seeing these incredibly confident, wonderful women out there streaming Warframe and talking about the content to this vast audience that really inspired me. So thank you for being one of those and doing this awesome work, because it really is. It's inspirational in a lot of ways.
Thank you. Yeah, and we're happy to have you as part of it.
Thank you.
You guys have a great channel here, and
We love it.
the two of you are awesome. I love your banter. And I love your whole energy. This is a great
We
atmosphere.
have fun.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun. It's been such a wild adventure. We both worked at a university. We developed courses.
Cool.
And that's how we met. And we were like, we want to do something that's more in touch with people, that we can really relate and communicate with people in like a more real way. And we thought of people. You thought of Twitch. And then we just like dove off the deep end, left our jobs and did it. And it's been such a wild ride, and it's been good. It's been good.
I'm glad you made that choice.
Thanks. Okay, so here comes the last question.
Yeah.
What is your favorite bridge?
My favorite bridge is the bridge between virtual and physical reality.
Oh, that was solid.
That goes
was
to
pretty
the top
good.
of the list of answers.
I'd buy you Timmy's for that one.
Yeah, I'd buy you Timmy's. Yeah. What? Tell us why.
Because I think hyper reality, things being more than real, more colorful, more edited, more. Yeah, I think the concept of hyper reality is exciting, and that more of our lives are hyper real all the time.
Yeah.
And just navigating that space, which is always changing and always exciting, it brings me a lot of joy. I don't think any one medium is bad or good. I think each is just different, and learning to respect them in their own right is a fulfilling thing to do. So
that's so true. That's so true.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting conversation too, especially how we fit into each space, and then how do we cross over when we spend a lot of time in one. How does it transcend, especially on the virtual space?
Yeah.
Yes, they're all connected,
They
you know.
still are.
Never believe people when they say, "Oh, that
Yeah.
video game is real." It's like, of course it is. You feel it.
Of course it is. I have real relationships in that video game with real other real people.
Yeah, my heart
That's
rate,
it.
my heart rate increased. It had a real world effect on
me.
my
Yeah.
being.
Yeah, on your being, exactly.
Totally connected.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that
and
bridge.
that's all like
beautiful.
psychologically, all these types of games, like, and it's interesting because there's a whole other side to it, right? There's the addiction side.
Then there's
There's
pros and cons
there's
with
the
everything.
gachas and the Fortnites and the one mores and
yeah.
so it is an interesting. It's a really interesting
God,
conversation
good.
to have.
Oh yeah, I'm like, I want to talk about this. All right,
Yeah.
calm down.
For
Calm
hours.
down. This is the next time.
We're gonna get off stream. You stay on the line. We're gonna continue this conversation.
This is for next time. Can't do it right now. But thank you for that beautiful answer. Like, you blew it out of the water. That was you set a bar very high with that answer. Well done. Yeah.
Thank you.
You may as well be a whale's blowhole because you just blew it out of the water.
What?
Sick.
Oh, that's gross.
That's-
Oh,
yeah.
don't say that. I'll give you a break here,
Thanks,
Doc.
Doc.
Don't say that to another lady, all right?
Yeah, I don't want to be compared to a whale's blowhole anymore, Doc. Thanks. So.
It worked up here. It came out
No.
here.
Yeah.
The execution, I think, was the problem.
Whales are majestic creatures. I'll just keep that part
Yeah,
of it in
that's
mind.
right.
It's the blue whale is my favorite animal in the world. It's just like it's the biggest and it's just so freaking cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
I would almost say that joke beached. Oh, whale.
Oh.
No, I think it was a slam dunk.
No.
But my response wasn't a whale pun, so I'll say beached.
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody say thank you and bye to Helen. We'll say thank you and bye to Helen. This was such a treat. It was a pleasure to interview you, and we will be in touch.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Helen, for being here.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Guys, say bye to Helen.
Bye.
She's leaving. Auntie Helen's leaving, guys.
Bye.